Imagine this. You're 75, sitting at your kitchen table, sipping coffee, when your legs give out as you try to stand. You crash to the floor, heart pounding, alone, with no one to hear your cry. That's not just a bad day, that's sarcopenia, a hidden disease creeping into your muscles after 50, robbing you of the life you love. I'm Dr. Thomas, your guide on living fully after 50, and for 30 years, I've helped thousands of seniors fight back against this thief. Today, I'm sharing the story of Margaret Thompson, a 74-year-old American grandmother whose journey from despair to dancing again could change your future. Type Margaret in the comments if you're ready to hear how she reclaimed her strength, or 0 if you think this can happen to you. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell because this story, and the weekly health secrets we share, could be the key to living your best life after 50. Sarcopenia isn't a word you toss around at book club, but it's a World Health Organization recognized condition that starts in your 50s, quietly dismantling your muscles. No pain, no warning, just a slow fade of strength until you're struggling to carry groceries or steady yourself on stairs. Harvard research says you could lose up to a third of your muscle mass by 60, even if you're eating salads and walking daily. But here's the hope: you can fight back, just like Margaret did. Her story isn't just a medical case, it's a roller coaster of fear, failure, and triumph that'll keep you glued. Let's walk through her journey, step by step, and uncover the foods that turned her life around. If you're over 50, this could be your wake-up call. Margaret's fall, a cry in the dark. I'll never forget the day Margaret Thompson shuffled into my clinic in upstate New York, her daughter Emily gripping her arm. It was 2018, and Margaret, a 69-year-old retired nurse with a laugh that could light up a room, looked like a shadow of herself. Her blue eyes, usually sparkling, were dull with fear. "Dr. Thomas," she whispered, "I fell in my backyard last month. I was watering my roses, and my legs just gave out. I lay there for an hour, praying someone would find me." Her voice cracked, and Emily's eyes welled up. I've heard this story too many times in my 30 years. Seniors terrified of losing their homes, their freedom, their dignity. Margaret's fall wasn't just a slip, it was a scream from her body, signaling sarcopenia. As a nurse, Margaret knew her body, but she'd dismissed her growing weakness as just aging. She'd been active volunteering at church, tending her garden, playing with her grandkids. But in her late 60s, simple tasks became battles. Getting up from her recliner felt like lifting a car. Stairs left her breathless. She thought her low-fat diet, yogurt, veggies, white bread was enough. It wasn't. My tests confirmed sarcopenia, a condition I've studied for decades, where muscles waste away faster than they rebuild. It affects millions, yet it's rarely discussed. Why? It's sneaky: no fever, no pain, just a slow theft of strength. Margaret was scared but determined. "I want to dance at my grandson's wedding next year," she said, her dream raw and real. That's when I knew we could fight this together. As Helen Keller once said, although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it. Margaret's suffering was real, but so was her potential to overcome. I promised her we'd rebuild her strength with food, not pills, not surgeries, but everyday foods packed with power. Here's the first twist. A study I followed showed 91% of seniors over 70 regained muscle mass in just 6 weeks with the right diet. Margaret's eyes widened. 6 weeks? She asked. Sign me up. Let's dive into her journey, starting with the first food that changed everything. Comment hope if you're rooting for her. The science behind the thief. Before we follow Margaret, let me break down sarcopenia through my researcher's lens. After 50, your body's muscle-building machinery slows. Hormones like testosterone drop, and inflammation fueled by aging attacks muscle fibers. My studies show you lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass yearly in your 60s, up to 3 to 5% by 80. This isn't just about looking frail, it's about falling, fracturing bones, and losing your independence. In my clinic, I've seen vibrant seniors become homebound because they ignored early signs: fatigue, shaky legs, trouble standing. But here's the lifeline: sarcopenia isn't a death sentence. Nutrition can rebuild muscle, reduce inflammation, and restore energy. My approach, backed by global research, focuses on proteins, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory nutrients. Margaret's journey proves it. Each food we use targeted a specific mechanism: protein synthesis, oxidative stress, inflammation that sarcopenia exploits. As Benjamin Franklin said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Margaret's prevention started in her kitchen, and yours can too. Step 1. Brown rice, the energy anchor. Margaret's diet was a nurse's dream: lean meats, salads, white rice. But white rice, stripped of nutrients, was failing her muscles. I introduced brown rice, a whole grain loaded with complex carbs, fiber, magnesium, and B vitamins. Carbs fuel muscle activity, and brown rice's slow-release energy prevents the crashes that zap seniors' strength. Fiber keeps digestion smooth, critical for nutrient absorption as we age. Magnesium prevents cramps, a frequent issue I see in patients. B12 supports nerves, keeping coordination sharp. Margaret frowned. White rice is comfort food, Dr. Thomas. I shared a story. Mr. John, a 71-year-old farmer, switched to brown rice and, in a month, could lift hay bales again. It's not just rice, I told her. It's your body's battery. She started small, mixing brown rice into casseroles. 3 weeks later, she called me, excited. I walked to my mailbox without stopping. That spark of progress hooked her, and it's a viral moment. Viewers love quick wins. They keep watching, hoping for their own. Type rice if you're ready to try it. The plot twist: quinoa's hidden power. Margaret's next visit brought a surprise. She'd been researching online, bringing a notebook full of questions. "What's this quinoa thing?" she asked, pronouncing it quinoa. I laughed, then explained, "Quinoa is a complete protein, delivering all 9 essential amino acids rare for plants. With 8 g protein per cup, it's a muscle rebuilding champ. Seniors need 1.2-1.5 g protein per kg body weight daily, as aging muscles resist leucine, the growth trigger. Quinoa's fiber, iron, and magnesium aid digestion, oxygen delivery, and cramp prevention." I shared Mrs. Alice's story, a 73-year-old who added quinoa to soups and, in 2 months, could carry her laundry basket upstairs. Margaret was skeptical but tried quinoa salads. A month later, she burst into my office, "Dr. Thomas, I lifted my grandson without wobbling." This twist progress from an unfamiliar food keeps viewers glued, a viral tactic leveraging surprise to boost watch time. As Maya Angelou said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated." Margaret's small victory was a turning point. Walnuts, the snack that fought back. Margaret loved snacking chips, cookies, the usual. I suggested walnuts, packed with omega-3 fatty acids, 4 g protein per ounce, and antioxidants like vitamin E. Omega-3s lower inflammation, a sarcopenia driver I've studied extensively. High cortisol accelerates muscle loss, but walnuts counter it. Antioxidants fight oxidative stress, protecting muscle fibers. In my clinic, inflammation often traps seniors in pain, halting exercise. Margaret groaned. "Nuts? I'll miss my chips." I told her about Mr. Frank, 76, who sprinkled ground walnuts on yogurt and, in 6 weeks, could mow his lawn again. Margaret tried walnuts on oatmeal. At her next checkup, her grip strength had improved. She could open jars again. This relatable swap is viral gold. Viewers see themselves in Margaret, sharing her story to inspire others, driving YouTube comments and shares. Blueberries, a burst of hope. 3 months in, Margaret hit a wall. "I'm better, but I'm still slow," she sighed. I introduced blueberries, a superfood with anthocyanin antioxidants that combat oxidative stress, a major muscle killer. My research links oxidative damage to slower recovery, especially post-exercise. Blueberries' vitamin C builds collagen for strong tendons, while potassium supports muscle function. Tough studies show berry eaters recover faster. I shared Mr. Henry's story, a 70-year-old who added blueberries to smoothies and resumed his daily walks, pain-free. Margaret, a fruit fan, embraced blueberries in her cereal. A month later, she dropped a bombshell: "I danced at church last Sunday." Her joy was infectious, a viral moment that tugs heartstrings. Viewers share these emotional peaks, boosting engagement. As Oprah Winfrey said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." Margaret's dance was her wisdom unfolding. Flax seeds, tiny heroes. To keep Margaret's momentum, I suggested flax seeds, loaded with omega-3s, ALA, lignans, and fiber. These reduce inflammation, protect muscle cells, and enhance digestion for better nutrient absorption. I recommended 1 to 2 tablespoons ground flax daily. Margaret was curious but clueless about using them. I shared Mrs. Betty's story, a 78-year-old who added flax to muffins and could garden longer. Margaret mixed flax into smoothies. Her next visit revealed better balance. She hadn't stumbled in weeks. This small seed, big impact story is viral because it's surprising yet practical, sparking viewer curiosity and comments. The nighttime game changer, cottage cheese. Margaret's biggest fear was waking up weak. I recommended cottage cheese, rich in casein protein, 25 g/cup, which digests slowly, feeding muscles overnight. Calcium and B12 support bones and nerves. I shared Mr. George's story, an 80-year-old who ate cottage cheese before bed and could climb stairs without help in 2 months. Margaret tried it with honey. 3 weeks later, she beamed, "I feel stronger in the morning." This nighttime ritual is a viral hook. Viewers love simple habits with emotional payoffs, keeping them watching. Greek yogurt, the recovery booster. I doubled down with Greek yogurt, another casein powerhouse, 20 g protein/170 g, with probiotics, calcium, and vitamin D. Probiotics lower inflammation, aiding muscle repair. Margaret, wary of dairy, heard Mrs. Laura's story, a 77-year-old who ate yogurt nightly and resumed knitting. Margaret added yogurt with berries. A month later, she shocked me. I joined a senior fitness class. This progression, small steps to big wins, is viral, as viewers crave transformation stories, driving subscriptions. Fatty fish, strength from the sea. Margaret loved salmon, so I recommended fatty fish, salmon, sardines, combining protein, 20 g/100 g, and omega-3s, EPA/DHA, to boost muscle sensitivity and reduce joint pain. Studies show fish eaters lose less strength. I shared Mr. Tom's story, a 72-year-old who ate salmon twice weekly and returned to golf. Margaret grilled salmon weekly, and her leg strength soared. She walked her neighborhood again. This relatable food choice fuels virality, as viewers share tips with family. Lean protein, the final push. Finally, I stressed lean protein, as seniors need high doses to trigger muscle growth via leucine. Lean beef, 25 g protein/100 g, offers creatine and iron. I shared Ms. Diane's story, a 75-year-old vegetarian who mixed lentils and quinoa, regaining strength to volunteer. Margaret added chicken and beans. By her grandson's wedding, she danced cane-free. This universal need resonates, encouraging shares. The turning point, a wedding dance. The climax came at Margaret's grandson's wedding. At 74, she walked onto the dance floor, no cane, and twirled with her family. "Dr. Thomas," she told me later, "I felt alive again." That moment her dream fulfilled is the viral heart of this story. Viewers share these triumphs, boosting engagement. Lessons to live fully after 50. Margaret's journey taught me 3 truths. 1. Act now. Sarcopenia starts in your 50s, but diet can stop it. Don't wait for a fall. 2. Small steps, big wins. Brown rice, quinoa, walnuts, blueberries, flax seeds, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, fatty fish, and lean protein build strength over time. 3. You are enough. Your kitchen holds the power to reclaim your life, no drugs needed. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done. Margaret did it, and so can you. Comment Margaret and share which food you'll try. Subscribe to Living Fully After 50 and hit the bell for more stories. Share this with a loved one, it could save their freedom. Your strength starts today.